What's happening, baby? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Boom Bam. I got my boy Cool with me, man. It's going for the gusto, man. We back at y'all with another one. What's going on, bro?
Man, fresh off the clock, feeling good. I'm back in the house, sitting at the table, ready to talk about some good football, baby. Talk for me, man.
Man, yes, sir, man. It's been a long week at work, man. It's the weekend. You know what that means? It's football time. Saturday, Sunday, all day, man. We gonna tune in. We gonna get to it. So, man, we gonna do this. You know, week 2 just ended. We going into week 3. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep this kind of quick. We gonna touch on our Heisman candidates. Sports is the website we've been using to see how they got it ranked, but we want to know how y'all got it ranked. So y'all let us know in the comments. We gonna let y'all know how we got it ranked, our players to watch, and then we need to talk about the new AP polls, man. Like it's some teams on the come up, man. Some teams looking different than last year. Some teams are re-emerging, re-establishing themselves. You know what I'm saying? So we need to touch base on them and see what's going on. So we gonna start off with the Heisman, bro. So what you got?
Yeah, so for the most part of it, and also if you got to the Heisman list, make your own website and post it above. We can comment below. What we're looking at right now from the last week of football, I want to talk about some underrated people that people ain't talking about, man. And I'm gonna really dig deep with this one because I really want to talk about Florida State with Jordan Travis. Now he ended up throwing an interception. He did. That's fine. 23 for 31, 342 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. To me, it looks promising to me to say game one, considering in between the NFL and NCAA, it's like the quarterbacks seemed like they were struggling in week one if they weren't doing great. It's like there's a little line in between the two. So I like to see the he's throwing for what 74.2% completion. That's decent. That's pretty solid to me, man. And I'm really looking forward to see what he can do better on Florida going forward. I just want to see a little more productivity. I think it's gonna come. I think it's gonna come with time. 94.7 QBR. Like Jordan Travis is gonna do really good going into the actual season as it progresses. My secondary person I want to talk about. Now, this right here, this may sound crazy. I'm saying crazy, but I need you to stick
Go
with me.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because
Fire it up, fire it up.
because it's gonna sound crazy, but Jaden Daniels looked better on the field than he did on paper. I'm gonna say this. On paper, he looks a lot better, although he threw the interception. Like 347 yards, 57. I think he's gonna do really well going further into the season. I think he just doesn't have himself figured out just as much just right now. Once he's actually like activated with his receiving core, I think it's going to take him a little bit further. Right now, it's just, I see some noviceness in him right now that he's still working out. Like he's got to get better with his reads. But that comes with time, man. Everybody, they hustle to get better with time. And I think that he's going to end up elevating. I'm not going to put him in the top 5 for the Heisman now. But don't be surprised to be in the top 5 later. Who you got?
Well, look, I'm gonna say this. I love Jordan Travis. I think he's gonna be a good NFL player. I love him at Florida State. He looked like he been working on his game, like he's a well-oiled machine. I like that he's making Florida State relevant, like you said, like using the legs, but also like he's actually throwing that ball around. Like Jaden Daniels, I think he was definitely one of the people at the beginning of the season. Everybody was like, okay, Jaden Daniels, but like you said, he is raw talent. Like he got his legs, but sometimes his arm, he got to develop. He got to get a little better in the pocket.
Yeah, he's got to get that.
I'm gonna keep preaching this all season. My boy Sam Hartman out of Notre Dame, dog. Let's go, man. Look, yo, shout out to Kisso for trying to steal my Heisman ride. You know what I'm saying? But that's all right, bro. I'm on Sam Hartman, bro. I love the way he looked. He looks NFL ready. The thing that he is going to struggle with the other Heisman candidates, he got the least amount of legs. He got the least amount of wheels out of all of them. Right? We know Caleb Williams can run. We know Jordan Travis can run. You know what I'm saying? I think the only person who probably got less wheels than him is probably JJ McCarthy. Bo Nix can run, but and of course you can't forget Shedeur Sanders doing his thing in Colorado. Shout out to him. I kind of think he still has a ways to go. I know people talking about him in the Heisman now, but he got to catch, like Caleb Williams. But Sam Hartman, he is on a team that can be a sleeper and they can work their way up. And so he might not be in the top 5 right now. He might be like 7, but if you kind of wait on it as the team keeps on winning, he'll slide up and slide up and slide up, and that's my first one. But I got to give love to Michael Penix Jr. for Washington. Washington looks like a team that can play football. Like, Washington has always been a team throughout college football that you're like, okay, if they have a good season, they'll win 9 games, they'll lose.
Yeah, but they
might win 8.
Yeah, but it fizzles.
But now this dude looks legit. Like, he looks like one of them quarterbacks where you have these teams in college football, like, that are, they kind of an average team, and then they get a quarterback, and that quarterback just elevate them to like I remember when Deshaun Watson was first at Clemson, it was like, Clemson? Clemson, all right. Then Deshaun Watson now they moving, going to the national championship. Michael Penix Jr. looks real, real good. I think people need to show him some love, man. So, my two high rises on Heisman, man, is definitely Sam Hartman and Michael Penix Jr. I think Washington is going to be one of those teams later on in the season. People going to have to do a double take and look back and say, hold on, Washington's still undefeated? It's going to throw you off. It's going to say Washington undefeated, and they're going to be like, what happened? Who did they play? So I think that's the team to watch out. But to always give Deion some love. If Colorado keeps winning, Shedeur's going to be there because of how big of a turnaround it is for that school, right? To go from only winning 1 game, they're already 2-0. So now, like, if you get the 4 or 5-0, it turns everybody's heads because you're like, boy, this team was trash last year. What happened? So
Shedeur's gonna have his time to shine, man. He's gonna have his time to shine. A lot of people are trying to take it away from him because he got a victory on Nebraska, and they really don't want to try to get flowers to it. That's all from Daddy. They want to see him do big things against big teams, and that's crazy. But we're gonna see exactly what he has coming forth in the next upcoming weeks, and then hopefully we can see some good things that actually put him into this Colorado. No.
Yeah, I will say this. As far as the Heisman, I think as much as, y'all let us know y'all picks, but as much as we talk about it, it's hard for anybody to catch Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams came in the season as the number 1 choice. He won it last year. The people want to give it to him. Like, it hasn't been a back-to-back Heisman winner since the 70s, so people want to see it. And, USC ain't played nobody yet.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, USC has to play Colorado, so we'll see when that happens. We'll see who does what. Washington is going to have to play them teams too, so we'll see what Michael Penix does. But I think Caleb Williams, he has to have 2 or 3 terrible games, terrible losses to lose his spot because he's riding the hype train right now.
I agree.
Yeah. So we're gonna switch this thing up, man, because we gotta talk about the AP polls, man. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you the top 10 teams, and we will talk about a couple of teams not in the top 10 that I want to bring up. But so this is the top 10 teams as of the new polls just came out. We got Georgia at number 1. Michigan is number 2, kind of surprising. Florida State jumped up, they're number 3. Texas with a big win over Alabama, they're number 4. USC, and I'm talking Southern California, they're 5 with Caleb Williams. Ohio State is 6. Penn State is 7. Penn State actually has a nice quarterback. He's making a name for himself in the Heisman. Washington is number 8. Bet y'all didn't see that coming. Notre Dame is at 9. Shout out to my boy Sam Hartman. And of course, Bama is in the top 10 because they even though Bama lost, they didn't want to move Bama too far down. So they're in the top 10. So what you got?
Oh my goodness. You want me to start with stuff at the top? Number 1 part of what I want to talk about here is Alabama. That's number 1. So I've already said this once, and I'm not going to say it twice. I want to see what happens with the next game that comes through. And if Alabama loses 2 games in a row, I just want you to know you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Way Too Cool. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Alabama's in like.
Well, bro. I will say this. They got their schedule set up right. So their next 2 games are flimsy. They're not really playing nobody. So Nick Saban was smart about that. He was like, just in case I lose, I'm gonna put some easy people after that, so I can kind of slide in there on that.
What did they still lose? But that's neither.
College football might blow up. Like,
I'm really sick now. Marty I want to see. Y'all tell me. But I think it's pretty interesting this year, man. Of course, Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2 is surprising for me. I've already thought about Florida State, Texas, baby. They didn't want to see us win, but it's okay because we're right here, man. USC, for me, I don't impressed I am right now with USC. I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly what happened last week with USC. But I think that they are starting to come a formalized unit right now as a team. Something about them just doesn't have me sold. I mean,
they can't play defense. That's what it is. They can't tackle a wide open. They can't.
Bro, I mean, yeah, but I'm just. It's not like a look great doing it, man. So I was, you know.
I'm with you on that. They score points because Caleb Williams flings the ball around, but they don't seem to have a consistent running game. They don't seem to play great defense.
It's not consistent.
So I agree with you on them. But they were like that last year. You know, they started off undefeated and then they lost to all kind of people, and then I think Michigan is a surprise because I agree with you. I think Michigan is a very well-rounded team, but they're never normally ranked this high at the start of the season. Normally, they're always under Ohio State, and they're like, hey, y'all got to beat Ohio State before we put y'all above them. But they're above Ohio State already, which I think is kind of crazy. And then Georgia, who is the back-to-back national championship winner.
Right.
I want to see Georgia plays USC South Carolina. So let's go South Carolina. Let's fight against them dogs. But they play Georgia this weekend, and that might be the first. I'm not gonna call it a challenge because everybody thinks Georgia's gonna win that game, but I think it'll be the first bit of competition they had to really go up against. And I think a lot of these teams in the top 10, bro, like Washington, Penn State, Ohio State, USC, Florida State. No, not Florida State. Every team that I just named except Florida State, they're all going to eventually have to play each other. And when they play each other, then we'll really see who's the better teams because it'll be better matchups.
Right.
To really see who can separate themselves.
Yeah, definitely. USC is definitely a monster with Caleb Williams, but I gotta see I didn't see a mesh there. I didn't see a mesh there in the last week. I do like Texas jumping up 7 spots, so I mean, we can always, give a happy clap for that. My shoulders jiggle a little bit every time I think about it. Right, Alabama at 10. Alabama did good things, but we're just gonna have to see as the season progresses, man. We'll see where they actually land.
So just to tap in with y'all. Well, first of all, y'all let us know how y'all feel about the top 10. But just to shout out some teams that I think can really do something this year that people probably aren't going to see coming. Shout out to the University of Miami, the U football. They might be back. They were down for a while. Everybody remember the glory days. When they had Sean Taylor, Clinton Porterson. All the and the stacked team, Jonathan Vilma and Antrell Roll and all these great players that came out of the U, right? When they those glory days, everybody remember those glory days, and it's been a while since the U has really been a force
Right.
It seems like they might be putting it together, and they're sneakily putting together some wins, and they won the day. And I know they played Bethune-Cookman. They didn't play nobody, but the U teams in the past were playing games against lesser teams and were barely winning. Now they're blowing people out like they're supposed to, doing what they need to do. So shout out to the U. Shout out to my boy Trey Veazey. Of course, Colorado, we got, like we talked about with Dion, they're sneakily winning games. And we're gonna have to see as they move through. Ole Miss, 2-0 Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a pretty complete team. Ole Miss can kind of make some noise. Shout out to Mississippi. I don't think people really know too much about Ole Miss, but Utah started off the season beating the brakes off of Florida. If they can keep this thing rocking, Utah gonna be able to make some noise against, because they're another team that when they play Washington, we're gonna get to see who's really a baller, who's not. You got Oregon. Shout out to my boy Bartholomew, Oregon fan. Oregon, they gonna be in the mix too. So it's a lot of these teams in the top 25 that's kind of just minding their business. You know what I'm saying? They're just, I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna just gather up my wins. And then when you turn your head again, you're like, what's that? Quick before the hyenas come, boy. So like those are a couple of teams that I think might come out of nowhere, make a little noise, like might make a splash. You got any sleepers?
Any sleepers right now for the as I said, the first week of football, man, I hope to stay a little bit. I keep my eyes on vigilant because I want to see what people are doing. One, this year, football has just been, it's been wild. It's been a wild experience to watch what these players are doing, because anything that we actually is not looking like came true if it's not defense. But I can tell you what I'm looking forward to for projection is next week. Next week, college football is going crazy.
So that'll be game 4 for most teams. Game 4 or game 5 for most teams.
That is crazy. You got Oregon versus Colorado, crazy, dude. State versus Clemson. You got some.
You said Oregon plays Colorado in week 4. Then in
Oregon plays Colorado in week 4 at 3:30.
That's the game to watch. We gonna see if Bo Nix is really Bo Nix. We gonna see if Shedeur is really Shedeur. I'm with you on that.
Next week is gonna be quick. The whole schedule alone, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. Saturday is gonna be crazy.
Yo, I like it, man. I am hyped about that. I'm glad you brought that up. So now we know which week to look forward to. So y'all make sure y'all tune into the Paul, because on that week we gonna go crazy. We gonna go on here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be ready. Yeah, we gonna be hyped, man. So like I said, man, this was a quick one for y'all boys, man. We just here to kind of talk about the weeks. College football is early on. A lot of teams don't play big games early on. Shout out to Texas, because we took on a big challenge early on. We did what we needed to do. But, a lot of teams don't play big games early on. So, around, like Cool said, around between weeks 4 through 7, we're going to really see what teams are made of. So, we're going to be back on it. So, we about to go ahead and close this thing out. What you got for me, bro?
Man, like one great man once said, man, this has been Going for the Gusto podcast. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and put something down in the comment box. Let us know anything that you guys want us to put some comment on, man. Put some content down for, man. We appreciate you guys for viewing. This is Going for the Gusto, where we are on.